Huh, I suppose that's not the worst looking thing ever. Hey, wait, actually. That kind of nails the one panel Hasbro must have seen when they gave him these opaque glasses. Hello and welcome to another Mugmen Custom Showcase, where today... Fucking stitches ripping. Today we'll be taking a look at the, my custom Mezco Spider-Man, the third time, and this one is a charm, despite the super glue making a stain there. Other than that, this thing is pretty good. So, this will be the Spider-Man appearing in my next Mezco Spider-Man stop-motion stuff, unless the fans vote and they want the original, who I recently got as a Christmas present. Oh, God. Oh, I think the cat's throwing up. It's okay, Pussy. I just had to go clean up your pukey. It's okay. Uncle Mark doesn't mind. It's not something I'm not used to. The dog always puked. Besides, still better than cleaning up human vomit. Isn't that right, Zora? For long-time viewers of my channel, you might recognize that as that kitten from that video I should have muted because recording it was a bitch, and there's a whole bunch of audio glitches, and it just sounds really weird. So, yeah, back to this guy, other than the inaccurate red, because getting this to be a light red was a pain in the ass, because, you know, originally this was a Mezco bootleg Miles Morales Spider-Man with some modifications, and even more modifications to make his torso a little bit more usable, and also a little bigger, although it's also still not the most usable, posable torso, unfortunately. But the costume, I say, other than that right there, and of course the ripped stitches from earlier, looks a lot better this time around. Definitely looks more, I don't know, maybe more like 90s Spider-Man with this big-ass spider logo than anything else. Tell you what though, despite the torso maybe not being the most posable torso, still a pretty posable little figure. Even more so than the actual Mezco one, because he's got functioning butterfly joints. But I'm sure you guys know the drill by now. Got some red fabric, got some blue, sewed up a blue under bodysuit, super glued the red parts on, and wish I had like thread that matched the colors better. Drew on some webs with a pen, and yeah. I don't know, not my worst job. Ooh, and I put some sculpt on his feet for like shoes and made it bigger this time because his feet were really small. I'm sure there's someone who's gonna make a fetishy compilation with that, I'm sure. Whatever. You do your thing, you weird freak, as long as you're not eating people or fucking children, right? You're probably wondering, Mugman, why did you do this a third damn time? I thought number 2 was okay. It's like, well, number 2 was a little short, and this guy's a little bit about as tall, if I'm remembering correctly, as the actual Mezco Spider-Man. So yeah, there is that. And the boots might be a little bit of a messy web situation, but in universe the suit is kind of cobbled together pretty quickly. I tried to have like that little dip in the costume like he does in like not Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man Unlimited in the 90s animated series. Could have been better, could have been worse. But I would say overall this guy is probably some of my best Mezco Spider-Man work so far. I mean, way better than the other 2 attempts. Now, of course, this being a bootleg Mezco figure, he comes with 2 whipping hands, 2 wall-crawling hands, and 2 fisted hands, because he's the Miles Morales and doesn't have, like, web-holding hands. Variety of web accessories, magnetic stand, bendy wire web, a bag to put it all in, and, of course, a stand with an articulated claw to hold him, as usual. Now, going over articulation, his head looks about this far up, that far down. He's got armpit joints or butterfly joints that go in this far, out that far. Shoulders go out about this far. Biceps swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist rotation, a wrist hinge, and then rotation at the hand so you can do stuff like that. Okay, well, provided it doesn't pop off on you, do some crap like hinge it upwards, downwards, but of course, since there's that rotation there, can rotate it around, up and down, or just about anything. The upper torso goes about that far forward, and usually it's more back. It's like, because I put a bendy wire in there. It's supposed to go more back, but it doesn't really retain shape that well. And there's a tiny bit of like a rotation. Of course, the waist, it rotates kind of goes at the full 360, but, you know, hindered by the costume. And, of course, the waist joint goes forward and back. Using both those joints, pretty good degree forward, pretty good degree back. Thigh goes out about that far. Of course, there's a thigh rotation. Goes forward. This... Oops. Sorry, the head's pretty loose. Thighs go out about this far, but they are hella dangly and just... Yeah, the fabric is really hindering that, actually. Go back, not the greatest degree. He's got a double jointed knee since we already went over the thigh rotation, which holds its shape real well. And at the ankles, there's a rotation and go down, up, and a tiny bit of ankle pivot. Not a great degree of ankle pivot, but hey, it's a Mezco. And of course, this being a Mezco, he's shorter than I expected. This being a Mezco, who I'm having trouble standing, he stands a little bit over the 6.5 inches mark. Huh. Here he is standing next to some other Spider-Men. We've got a PS4 Spidey and the new vintage wave Spider-Man, and as you can see, he's taller than them, so now I'm wondering, what the hell, is it just like this tape measure being retarded? Because I can't get this thing to stay put. Yeah, no, that's a 6.5 inch mark. So, you know, maybe more like 6 3/4 of an inch. Pretty tall, but I still think he fits in scale. He's standing back to back with the real deal, and he's just a shade, just like a hair shorter. But, you know, it's pretty good. Even if he's a little fucking wobbly. I swear, he was standing up on his own a minute ago. I swear to God, I better not have to take this costume apart again, because that's like one of the whole reasons why I made this one. Because I couldn't salvage the second costume. If I have to do that again, I'm throwing in the towel. That's it. I'm done. No more. But it's the makeshift torso joint, and as you can see, he stands a little bit taller than Norman Osman. But if you take out Norman Oman and put in Chunky Boy, he is huge compared to him. I do believe these two have to have an encounter in that next stop motion. Definitely, even if it is more focused on the Green Menace. The Green Meanie himself. Norman Oman, man, Osborn. Gwen Stacy's boyfriend, husband, father of her children guy. Because, Peter, you were just her side piece the whole time. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Please enjoy these final moments of Big Chungus versus Spoderman. And, have a wonderful day, everyone. Keep purchasing Marvel Legends and watching these videos, because Lord knows I ain't watching these. But Gwen Stacy's boyfriend is. Bye-bye.